judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Still the undisputed champion of the world. DAZN Weekend Preview.
Welcome to the DAZN Boxing Show, presented by Gladiators 2 in theaters on November 22nd. I'm Chris Mannix. He is the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora, joined by our two boxing experts, Akin and Barak. So, fellas, we have a rematch, and usually with a rematch, there's a lot of excitement around it. This one, with Boots Ennis and Chukhadzhian, look, not so much. The first fight, we got to be real, it wasn't all that competitive. Akin, what are you expecting in the rematch?
Well, because of the expectations that we have for Boots and the fact that he didn't get a knockout, people were disappointed. But he clearly won that fight. It wasn't competitive, in my opinion. But I think that bothered him. I think Boots wants to make a statement, and he feels like this is a guy that's hard to knock out. I'm going to prove to the world that I can do it. So I think that notion is getting people a little excited. Can he get the knockout? So that's what we have to look forward to.
Barak, do you think he can make that statement? Like, Chukhadzhian is not a slouch. Like, his footwork is excellent. He's got a deep amateur background. He's not going to make it easy to get knocked out.
No, he's not. He didn't do it last time. If you think about, you got 19 fights in a row, he's knocking everybody out, Boots, and then all of a sudden you run into this guy 12 rounds and you can't get him out of there. Not that you have to, but he felt bad after that. So I don't even know if he can stop him. But I know that's in the back of his mind. I have to perform better this time.
Sergio, when we talked to Boots, he cited cutting the ring off as being a big factor in this fight. Didn't do it all that well in the first fight. What does he have to do against a guy that does move his feet really well, pivots out of bad situations really well?
Well, he needs to go to the body, because the only success that Boots had was to the body. That's when he hurt him in the 10th round, I believe. So in order to get someone to stop moving so much, you have to just aim at this area right here. So if he's moving to the left, you got to bang him there to stop him, and then you can just bang away at the body and then go up top. Boots is going to need more than that, because Karn is just not moving recklessly. He's going left, he's going right, he's going back, he's going forward, and he has a big right hand as well. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. I think it's one of these fights where it can go a decision again and stink up the joint like the first one, or Chukhadzhian is actually confident in this fight, takes more chances, and probably gets stopped.
All right, let's talk about the co-main event. Bam Rodriguez in a co-main event, which is exciting in and of itself, because Bam has proven himself to be a headliner, coming off that big win over Gallo Estrada. This is a mandatory title defense against Pedro Guevara. How do you see this fight playing out?
So Guevara he's a decent fighter. Look, he has 4 losses, 3 of them split decisions, 1 a majority decision. He's never been wiped out, right? But the thing that he does that's dangerous against a guy like Bam is when he throws his body shots and he's in the clinch, his hands are usually down and his chin up in the air. Bam is so disciplined. He's such a sharpshooter. He picks his shot. You know, it's going to give Boots some pressure, because I think that he wins big. I think that Bam knocks Pedro out in about 6 or 7 rounds.
Barak, we've seen Bam in fights that aren't that big tend to fight down to his competition. The Israel Gonzalez fight kind of comes to mind. Is there any danger, you think, of something like that happening?
No. I mean, the guy got his jaw broken in the 2nd round, still walked his opponent down. That's not happening. This is probably going to be a knock. For once, he might be right. This is probably going to be a stoppage by Bam. Nobody can beat Bam at this weight class. But the thing is that he's not fighting a slouch. You said 4 losses. He only loses the champions. Right. So it's not like he's fighting a slouch.
And they're close losses.
Yeah, basically. I mean, Quadras, that could have went either way.
Well, then let's hand it off to the charter member of the Pedro Guevara fan club. I mean, you should have seen Sergio around this guy this week. Like, really? Big hugs, they were bonding, talking about.
I don't know about all that.
I mean, why do you?
He's a Mexican from Sinaloa. That's where my family is from. I love his fighting style. I love the fact that he's only lost to champions, like you mentioned, Doc. He's the type of guy that he's not a beast. He doesn't do everything great, but he gives guys that are beasts and can do stuff that are somewhat great, he gives them issues because he has a strong left hand. He goes upstairs, the left hook to the body, left hook to the chin. The dude has the toughness, he has the pedigree, he has the experience, on the championship level, and he's come up short just a tad, okay? So now give him another opportunity against a guy that is not really respecting what you bring to the table. That actually is going to work in the favor of Guevara.
You guys do the parlay, Chris. I bet he's not picking him against Bam, though.
No, I am not. I just think he doesn't get knocked out in the first half of the fight.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
I think it goes into the later.
I don't know about that one.
Later
I mean, he is getting, I think he's even getting better. You just got that great win against Maloney.
Guevara is 35 years old. The Maloney fight was really tight. His close losses came at 108 pounds. I think this guy's tailor-made for a knockout for Bam Rodriguez.
He is tailor-made.
Well, Bam Rodriguez is fast becoming one of the biggest stars in boxing. We went behind the scenes with Bam, courtesy of OnlyFans.
I would say I'm a boxer puncher. I go in the first 2 rounds, figure you out, and I kind of really just take over from there. Once I get hot, that's it. Mentally, physically, I'm ready to get you out of there. I've won the world titles. I've accomplished a lot. Boxing changed my life. Boxing put me in the position that I'm in today. I'm able to do a lot of things that I wasn't able to when I was younger, so that love for boxing just grows each day. No easy fights at this point. When you're a world champion, everyone, they want what you have. This is all access.
All right, so I'm excited to see what we get from Bam Rodriguez, but next week, we got something that's even bigger, an event that is by far the biggest event, and I'm gonna use that word specifically, of this calendar year. Mike Tyson up against Jake Paul. Tyson, 58 years old, back in the ring for the first time in 4 years, back in a sanctioned boxing match for the first time in 19 years. Barak, this is one of those fights that even if you mock it, and I and others have, it could go any way possible. You could give me any outcome, and I could probably see an argument for it.
Right. And the people who are complaining about this don't want to fight Mike Tyson. I know he's 58 years old, but he's still scary. Look at his genetics compared to Jake. He actually looks like he's in better shape. We've seen his little pad work that he did for little 6-8 seconds. Any one of those shots could probably hurt Jake. But then again, Jake is young, he's powerful, he dropped everybody he's fought. We don't want nobody to hurt our idol, you know?
I'm going to go with like what a lot of people are saying. Mike, dangerous early, right? Look, obviously, he's still Mike Tyson, and I think he still hits hard. That's the last thing we lose, power, right? And Mike is prideful. Even though he's nice.
It's actually the first thing Sergio lost, but yeah.
Never had it.
You got to get it first now.
Even though Mike is nice to Jake outside the ring, you know when he steps in that ring, he just sees red. So he's going to try to hurt Jake. Even though the gloves are supposedly a little bit bigger, it's a real professional sanctioned fight. But I do agree that Mike will fade, and in the first 3 rounds, Jake has a youth. He's been taking boxing serious. He could possibly hurt Mike.
Well, that's the point too, right? Like, these are 8 rounds, but they are 2-minute rounds. Sergio, I would think that maybe helps Mike Tyson in this situation.
It does help him because he's only fighting 2 minutes, but once it gets into the 3rd and 4th round, those 2 minutes are they're going to be very long for a 58-year-old fighter. You need to remember the last time Mike Tyson got into a ring in a boxing fight was over 20 years ago. I mean, and he still got knocked out.
What about the Roy Jones fight? He seemed to be in shape. He didn't get tired.
He was in better shape than Roy Jones in that fight.
Exactly.
That fight actually did. That one impressed a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That one impressed a lot of people. Roy Jones, natural middleweight, so coming up in
Do you
weight.
think the odd makers have it right with having Jake ahead as a
Absolutely.
favorite?
I just don't see a 58-year-old version of Iron Mike Tyson from the heyday doing anything to actually beat this guy. And
Let me ask you guys this. I'll ask you this. Like, I know what Mike Tyson gets out of this, right? Like, Mike Tyson loses, 58, doesn't do anything to his legacy no matter what people say. He gets a lot of marketing out of this too. Every time he has a press event, I get 3 emails from people connected to him about something new going on in Mike Tyson's orbit. For Jake Paul though, this is a lot riskier. Like, he wins and people are just gonna say you beat a 58-year-old man. He loses and you just lost to a 58-year-old man.
Doesn't matter. You lost to Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson. Not only that,
That's one way to look at it.
The opportunity at hand, Netflix, I don't know, 500 million subscribers. The amount of people that are going to watch this fight is probably going to be watched more than, I don't know, than any fight in the last 50 years. I mean, maybe Muhammad Ali, the fight of the century. So a lot of people are going to watch this fight. So honestly, outside of making the money, if he loses to Mike Tyson. I mean, it's not a bad thing, and I think he wins.
Yeah, and he's not doing this for boxing legacy anyway. So if he wins, yeah, you beat a 58-year-old man, but maybe 100 million people saw it. So it's bigging up your next fight. So this is smart no matter what.
Yeah, it's definitely big. A lot of people are going to be watching it on Netflix worldwide. All right, looking forward to that one. But tonight we have a fantastic undercard, deep undercard. What are you guys excited about besides the top 2 guys in this card?
I think the wild card is Khalil Cole against Gallegos. I mean, his second accomplished fighter in a row. And I think he's going to really shock people. He's that new guy that people need to watch.
Now, Khalil Ko calling out Joshua Buatsi. Wants a big fight next. What about you?
Listen, look, I have a sore spot for Ammo. I think that he showed a lot of heart and grit in that loss in Saudi. I like to see what a guy does after a loss like that mentally, and I think he has something to prove to let the people know he's still a force to be reckoned with, and I think he wins big, but I like to see his mental in this fight.
Sergio, you know a lot about coming back from losses. What are your thoughts on
championship losses? And like a champion, I want to see Ray Ford get back to that championship level. You know, he's coming off his first loss. He's an exciting fighter, man. He has the speed, but once he boxes, that's when he's at his best. He wanted to be a fighter that night, came up short. He can make it up.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity, too, for Ray Ford to get back in that world title picture very quickly. Lost his belt to Nick Ball, but 1 win, maybe 2 wins. He's right back in that world title picture. We're looking forward to this entire card Saturday live on DAZN, Wells Fargo Arena. We'll see you there.
I have a destiny.
Power.
I will control an empire.
Who are you?
I own you now. You will be my instrument.
I will never be your instrument.
This will be my path to the throne. Deny me, and you will die.